Today I want to talk about Genesis chapter 10, verses 2 through 5, where the Bible reads, "The sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog and Madai and Javan and Tubal and Meshach and Tiras, and the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Riphath and Togarmah, and the sons of Javan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families, in their nations." Now, the reason that I read those scriptures to you is that they clearly state that Ashkenaz is one of the Gentile nations. Now, 80 to 85% of today's so-called Jewry, those who claim to be Jews in the world today, 80 to 85% of them are what is known as Ashkanazi Jews. And an Ashkenazi Jew is so named because he primarily descends from this guy in the Bible named Ashkenaz, which is clearly listed as one of the Gentile nations. Now, the reason for this is that there was a nation of people who were Europeans, white people, known as the Khazars. And in the 8th century after Christ, the whole nation of the Khazars turned unto Judaism. They converted to the religion of Judaism. Of course, it was a false, Christ-rejecting religion. And for a few hundred years, the empire of the Khazars was a power in Eastern Europe, and they followed the religion of Judaism. But eventually they were defeated by the Russians, and they were scattered into Eastern Europe. And so a lot of the Eastern European Jews today are the descendants of the Khazars.
And so a lot of the Eastern European Jews today are the descendants of the Khazars.
And in fact, DNA testing has even confirmed that the Ashkenazi Jews have about 80% of their genetics and 80% of their ancestry from Europeans.
Christian Zionists in America have no idea that the people living in Israel are not native, the area of Palestine, Israel, whatever you want to call it. They were not born there. They immigrated from Europe.
Ashkenazi Jews.
They were Ashkenazi Jews who came in from Europe and with the rifle took the land. God didn't give it to them. They took it at the point of a rifle shooting Arabs, and they killed Muslims and Christians. They slaughtered them, massacres, women, children, horrible massacres. That is the history of Israel, 1948. And I dare any Christian Zionist to prove me wrong, because I can show you the historical records of the massacres that took place in 48. They were horrible, absolutely horrible, the people who were killed. And because of that, the Arabs developed a fury, an anger that European Ashkenazis just flooded in to Palestine and violently pushed them off their land.
Okay, my problem with this comment was like, all Ashkenazis are white ethnicity. First of all, no, they're not. Some Ashkenazis come in different races, because like they either moved and they kept their Ashkenaziness, or some people are converts, they converted to Ashkenazi.
Bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit.
And the other 20% would be Middle Eastern. So today's so-called Jews, the Ashkenazis, which again, like I said, is 80 to 85% of so-called Jews in the world today, and it is the primary type of Jew that immigrated into the nation of Israel and Palestine. And it is also the primary type of Jew that is living in the United States today, by far.
I find it a bit odd and strange. Israel don't allow no DNA testing. Now you think that could be for a reason? They don't want nobody finding out. I'll tell you why. They're not Jews, Jewish, or they're not Jews or Jewish. They're all Ashkenatans. They Ashkenaten Poland and Ashkenaten German. They wasn't Ashkenaten Jews. They just threw the name Jews on there to replace the original Jews. They weren't Jewish and Jews. No, they were Ashkenatans. They took on the name Jewish to fool the world and the people into believing that they are the original people. That's why they stole everything. But you don't want to do no DNA testing? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? A bit odd and strange.
So these Ashkenazi Jews, according to the Bible, are actually Gentiles. And I'm not the one calling them Ashkenazi Jews. They'll even call themselves Ashkenazi Jews. You could even just go to Wikipedia and just type in Ashkenazi Jews, and it will explain these things to you.
Ashkenazi Jews. About half of Jewish people around the world today identify as Ashkenazis, meaning that they descend from Jews who live in Central or Eastern Europe. The term was initially used to define a distinct cultural group of Jews who settled in the 10th century in the Rhineland and Western Germany.
You can talk to a rabbi and you can talk to whoever you want, and you'll find out that these Ashkenazi Jews are the descendants of converts to Judaism. And the reason that that is significant is that a lot of Christian Zionists today, they claim that these Jews are God's chosen people because of the fact that they descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But in reality, they don't descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob any more than you or I do.
But in reality, they don't descend from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob any more than you or I do.
Okay, they have some blood mixed in from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob from intermarrying with other Jews, but so do the rest of us Europeans. Primarily, they are white Europeans. They are not Middle Eastern Jews. And that's why when you look at those in Hollywood today that are so-called Jews, they don't look like Middle Eastern people. They look like white people because they are the descendants of white converts to Judaism. Caucasian converts, Khazars, that's why they're called Ashkenazi, because they're primarily descended from the Gentiles.
Alright fam, so there you have it. Ashkenazi Jews are not real Jews. They are not the original Jews, and they don't even have Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob bloodline flowing through their bloodstreams. It's all of European. So if we could just kind of put this to rest, you know, let's get a precept. This is Revelations 2:9. I know thy works, and tribulations, and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews and are not, but they are the synagogues of Satan. Okay, so this is the book of Revelations. Is wrote in red. This is Yahweh Shai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, speaking. This is prophetic. He was telling us that this would happen. This has happened. It happened in 1948 when they went over there, pretty much took the land, became converts, stole our identity. But I'm gonna need for y'all to wake up and realize that it's been a lie. Everything that you've been taught according to this world in a Christian church was a lie. So remove them lies from your mind so that you can receive the truth, which is right here in this Bible, and return back to your identity. You so-called blacks, Mexican, and Native Americans, you are the true children of Israel. That's just what it is. So you got to repent, turn back to the Most High, keep his law, statutes, and commandments. Shalom.